Welcome back to Don't Make This Weird podcast. I'm your host, Tony, with really loud, obnoxious voice. And as with me, as always, the ever effervescent pop, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Heather. Say hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather. Look at me dad joking all over the place.
Hey, you fuckers, how you doing in quarantine land?
Ooh, I hate that word, but I'm doing it because I don't want to be in it forever.
I will drink to that because I have some deliciousness
Oh, do you now?
sitting on a plate next to me in the studio, which, by the way, cheers. Thank you very much. And cheers to our listening audience. I was in the kitchen today.
That you were.
So, yeah, there's that. And I actually shared some of my stuff. So,
Yes,
before
did.
we get into
I had
that,
some.
yes, you did. But before we get into that, how was your week, Heather? Tell everybody.
Tell everybody how my week's been. Okay,
Because
so
I'm trying to get Twitter or Twitch rocking and rolling here.
we got everybody tuning in on YouTube right now. We got people filing in. So everybody who joined, say hello. I'm going to get to my week, and then I'll get back to all of you guys. Week has been pretty good, actually. Keeping my sanity more than I have been through the past couple weeks. So that's a bonus.
The sanity you speak of, what is it?
Right. It's kind of funny that I keep on running into it and then losing it and then getting it back. I don't know. I'm sure everybody's feeling that on a personal level. Just doing good. Just keeping busy, learning things, doing different stuff around the house, and that's been pretty much the ongoing thing. Lots of that kind of thing going on. But I want to get into some of that a little bit later because I got a couple questions back and forth, and we're waiting for some different questions. If you guys have any in the chat tonight, Tony's taking care of Twitch, and I got YouTube. So
Yeah, come on, guys. Show me some love on Twitch tonight. Like the past 2 times, y'all have shit the bed. So show me some love on Twitch.
Yep. So I don't know. It's been a good week. Just delving into different things to learn and staying healthy. That's the most important thing. I kind of feel like my biggest thing is the fact that I'm okay with being at home and doing our thing here at home. I think the biggest thing that I'm having an issue with is I just miss everybody. That's kind of where I'm at. People can't hear me, apparently.
Bring your mic up closer.
Okay, so can you hear me now, guys?
Yeah, that's better.
I will hold this through the whole thing.
Do it.
Let me know.
Do it.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the chat on YouTube. I've got it blown up over here. Cindy says, hey, hi, guys. Candy says, hello, family. Cindy says, cheers. And Adam says, hey, guys, sounding great. My dad's joined in, says, hello, hey, Dad. Candy saying, hi, Adam, my brother. Jeff says, please turn up Heather. And Cindy also says she can't hear me. So hopefully they can hear me now.
I hope so, because I have no control on this end.
All right. So let's hope that this works, you guys.
Yeah.
So thankful everybody's tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us. Continue to say hello as you file through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a great week. I've had a lot more interaction with my family and stuff, so that's been really cool. And just gearing up to continue to learn stuff and stay patient. I know there's a lot of things that are kind of frustrating right now, but I am just not wanting to get into any of that or let myself get too distracted by all of that. And I can say that my last Survivor Girl episode was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
With Katie Wood Skelton.
Yeah,
from,
so
Survivor Spirit 2020.
Yeah, we definitely have a barbecue going on after that. So
Oh yeah. I think my big thing this week has been trying to figure out how, even though we are social distancing, like how we can still like hang out and do stuff. That's been my big thing, I guess. So
Make food, drop it off to Heather. That's how we do stuff.
no, don't make me too much food. I am still like I'm coming out of quarantine looking better than I did going into it. I am not going to be gaining all kinds of weight from food. So no, 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 no.
That's why you have an Adam, so you don't eat all the food.
That's true. That is true. So yeah, so that's kind of been my week, just getting into stuff and staying busy pretty much. So how's your week been?
My week, as usual, and let me quote myself as I do. It's been insane. Apparently, Magic Mageddon is finally organized for the most part. I ran out of pages as usual. And I've been cooking like a fucking boss to try and stay out of negativity and people trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah.
So I've made zucchini bread. I've made homemade pizza with my son. Shout out to my son Sean. Love that kid. He's not a kid anymore. He's 18, but that kid knows
Yeah.
how to seriously throw down in the kitchen. I don't know where he got that from, but
I don't know.
and I also made some banana bread, which my lovely assistant is smashing in front of me. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but look at that deliciousness right there. It's all slathered in cream cheese and it's healthy for you too, because here's the great part about it. Since little buddy, and this is little buddy approved, by the way.
It is. I have to say. I'm gonna take my headphones out, and hopefully this will work because people still are not hearing me.
That's weird. All right. So,
So
anywho's it, this is gluten free, sugar free, and has 27 billion non-essential vitamins and minerals for a balanced part of this complete breakfast. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sample some of this and actually find out how delicious it actually is. And then I'll tell you guys what's in it. So, here goes nothing.
you've not tried this yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Wow. This is actually really good.
That's actually really, really good. So I
Yeah.
appreciate the gluten-free part of it.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Can anybody? Okay, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to cut you off, but can everybody hear me better now? Because I took the headphones out. Hopefully, you can.
You sound the same to me, so I don't know. Anybody that's listening, let us know if you can hear Heather.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, this is fucking amazing. This is fucking amazing.
Andy says yum malicious. Adam says it's gross. Don't eat it. LOL. Save more for me.
That's it, Heather. Get rid of his rations. You can have them.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, this is really fucking good. I wish I could share with you guys because it's amazing.
It is really, really good.
So what I did is I tried something new. Can you actually hand me the recipe page over there, please? So I'm using Grandma's recipe book, the handwritten one, right? Because, well, Grandma makes the best shit.
Of course.
So this is what I did,
Agreed.
like legit. Here's the handwritten recipe book that I copied, but I updated it a little bit to make it a little healthier. Yes. So this is what's actually in it, and I separated the dry from the wet in case those of you like myself who can't read. But the dry ingredients are 3 cups of gluten-free flour, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 2 shakes of freshly ground cloves, and 1.5 inches of vanilla bean crushed, pulverized, demolished, blown up. However you guys do that, but you're turning it into basically a powder. And then the wet ingredients include 1 cup of honey, 1 tablespoon of real vanilla extract, 3 eggs, 1 cup of avocado oil, and 2.5 cups of blended bananas.
Yummy. So good. That's such good stuff.
So yeah, and then mix all that together, throw it in the oven at 350 degrees, and then 45 minutes later, you want to maybe check it at 25, 30 minutes to make sure it's not blowing up or sticking to stuff. And yeah, then you have this delicious yumminess that is not only healthy for you, but it's not going to add to your waistline as long as you only have one piece.
Right. So I'm putting my headphones in because I want to hear what everybody's saying because they're saying they can't hear me at all.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear me. Huh.
Wow.
I'm not having any problem at all hearing me. That's weird.
So yeah, banana bread and wine. Cheers.
All right. So anyhow, I gotta catch up. Not cutting you off. Sorry. I
Oh,
was
you good?
trying to think ahead of time with the microphone issues and everything. So, Candy said it's amazing. Cindy said zucchini bread is awesome, and that your cooking is heavenly. It's after 6, Tony. You can't eat. LOL. Cheers.
Yeah, well, I'm on quarantine, so whatever.
Quarantine is totally different, isn't it?
I'll just have to do some extra cardio tonight when Maddie.
There you go. There you go. Get
So-
that workout on.
Yeah,
So,
I actually got a 5-pound kettlebell because I'm an insane person.
I like those actually. I kind of miss that kind of stuff from the gym. When I used to go, I went to State Street here in town where it was the old one. And they had all kinds of stuff there. And I kind of do miss the gym, but I also have all the stuff here too. Shout out to Jeremy for giving me the elliptical, and Zach's parents gave me the stationary bike, and then I had a couple other different stuff. And shout out to you for the pull-up bar because that is we're using it. We definitely use it, so thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's what's funny about it is Jeremy just chimed in and said, "Hey, in practice, with you in spirit." So shout out to Jeremy, and this is my brain.
Hi, Jeremy. Hi, guys. We miss you guys. It's going to be very well. It's going to be much needed when we see you guys again. That's for sure.
I cannot wait to get to the man cave. I'm just saying, it's gonna be
Oh yeah,
fucking
for
amazing.
sure.
So maybe that'll help, guys. I don't know if you can hear her better now, but there you go. Hopefully that
Hopefully.
fixed it. Well, I
We're
threw a little,
trying-
I threw a little compression on your channel, so hopefully that fixes it.
Okay. I mean, we're trying to do the best we can with me being here at my home studio instead of in the studio. It's going to be really weird when we get back together in the studio. So I got a couple.
Yeah, I won't be
Couple
able to do
things.
all the intros now. You guys will be taking over.
I mean, it's okay. You can keep doing the intros.
No, it's so
So-
funny because, like, I think the total time we've been doing this, I've done what, maybe 5, 6 intros, and it's always been combined with either you or Joey or you or Chris, which has always been great. Because I'm like,
Right.
cool, I don't have to do the intro, and now it's like, shit, I got to do the intro. Fuck.
Yeah,
don't-
but doing the intro can be fun too.
What?
We got a couple.
I never know when I'm gonna fuck it up though, because it's just like it's something as simple as an intro, and then it's like boom, live and
And now the magic happened.
and now a word from our sponsors.
So Chris is supposed to be jumping on at some point through the call.
Nice.
He's doing the testing at the testing site in Saginaw now.
Okay.
So it's been kind of crazy, and he's been busy, and he's supposed to be jumping on with us tonight, so hopefully he'll be here. So far as I know, everybody's doing good. They're feeling good, being safe, being cautious and everything. And I guess they have a really good setup like he was talking about on last week's episode, so that's cool. And then I got a couple different things. Candy's just saying that Cindy skating uphill. And she also says, yes, we can. So I guess they can hear me better now. So
Good. Very good.
Yep. So top 5, I got some questions. Do you
What?
want to go over them now, or do you have something else?
Well, before we get to that, I just wanted to say
Okay.
shout out to the unknown artist.
Yeah.
Representing tonight, because after being in the kitchen all day, I was covered with flour and dough.
There you go.
So yeah, here I am.
Nice. We love the unknown artist. If you guys do not have him on your Twitch, on your YouTube channel, go subscribe to him. He is awesome. A lot of good content, fun stuff there. Enjoy working with him. I got to jump on the podcast with him not too long ago, and they were doing a charity event, so that was pretty cool. I got to jump on as Survivor Girl, and that was fun. I liked that a lot.
Yeah. Shout out to Dustin. He's awesome.
Yeah. I love that. And you guys can get that shirt too. You can he still has those shirts, so if you want to support him, he's working on the frontline stuff right now and doing the content when he's not working. So to help support him and his channel, you guys can purchase those shirts by going to his YouTube channel. I think you can find all the links, and to Twitch, you can find all the links for it.
Yeah. And go support live.
I'm sideways.
I just fixed it.
That's how far behind I am on my little thing over here. So, all right. So we had a couple different things we were talking earlier about podcast and what we were going to talk about, and we're still trying to keep it positive, keep it real, keep it us. And some of the things was kind of like a question and answer kind of thing between us tonight.
All right. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Oh yeah, and any questions from chat or whatever, we will take those as well. So Tony is taking care of the stuff on Twitch. I am doing YouTube tonight. So as always, I think that we're both doing that. So let's get into it. And if you have any questions too, Tony, and you think of something while we're doing the conversation, we'll go back and forth.
Sure. Yeah. Let's shoot. Let's bring on the shit show.
Yeah, the shit show.
Yay!
All right, so question. Top 5 podcast. Favorite podcast.
Oh, that's easy. It's super easy. These are in no specific order, so yeah. Good shit. Ethan Suplee with American Glutton. Joe Rogan. The Joe Rogan Experience. Bert Kreschner. Love that dude. He's funnier than shit. I'm the machine. And number 4, Survivor Girl, just because I love that show. Not because I'm part of it, but seriously, great show. If you guys have not seen any of these, seriously, go check them out. Like, subscribe, share, the whole 9 yards. Good stuff.
Thank you. 1 year of shows in the book.
I know, right?
Thank you.
And the last one, like I said, none of these are in any particular order, but This Is My Brain. Shout out to, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. There's a additional one that I need to add to that from both sides. Cause
hey, I think you looked at my sheet.
But no, This Is My Brain and From Both Sides. Love both of those podcasts. They are so much fun. If you guys have not checked those out, go check them out. They're amazing.
They are, and I think you did look at my sheet because we're pretty much almost the same.
Well,
however, I'm going to change it up a little bit here.
What is your 5?
Okay, so I'm going the same that you are going, and it's not in any specific order. So I also like American Glutton, but I'm going to change it now to Mitch's Fake Radio.
Oh, so you're going to throw me under the bus like that?
Yeah, I am. That's good, funny stuff, and not just because we help produce it, but because he is hilarious. And between the two of you, you guys put together a really cool show. And I am seriously having withdrawals from not listening to Mitch's Fake Radio. So if you guys are fans of Mitch's Fake Radio and are bummed out about the episodes not being there, we will be getting those back as soon as possible. However, those are all archived, and you can go back and look at them or listen to them, and they're only an hour a piece. So, love Mitch's Fake Radio.
Hell yeah.
Also, what?
I said, hell yeah, I love Mitch's Fake Radio.
Yeah. Good stuff. Also, Bitches and Murders.
Bitches and Murders.
Good podcast, like super good podcast.
Yeah.
I actually met one of the hosts, and they are both in forensics, so it's kind of interesting. And what they do is they break down murders, and they kind of go through all the different stuff with the forensics and the case and everything, and it's really, really good. Plus, they swear, obviously, so, we can get down with that.
Right.
Rob Dyke, Seriously Strange. One of my favorite, and Twisted Tens.
I love
That's a
Rob Dyke.
double whammy with him.
Do you know
Awesome.
he's actually bringing back? Why would you put that on the internet?
Which is another good show of his. He's really talented. I like him a lot. He's got good content and he's got that voice, he could talk to me all night. I don't care. And don't take that wrong.
You're
Adam.
fangirling over Rob Dyke.
Rob Dyke is cool. I like his shows.
I love
really
Rob
good.
Dyke. He's one of those original YouTube content creators that is not afraid to give the finger to the man and still
Right.
create content unapologetically. I love the stuff that he puts out.
Good stuff, like really good stuff. And I don't really know, that's not really so much as a podcast, but those are two of my favorite YouTube channels, so I kind of had to throw them in. And
Yeah.
then From Both Sides, of course, was also on my list, and Jeremy, this is my brain, of course, is on there. You guys all do some really awesome content, and I really like those a lot. I'm going to be looking into more podcasts though, and so if you guys have any that you would like to suggest, please feel free to let us know which ones to listen to. There is another Facebook page called Podcasters Unite.
Yeah.
So check that out too. It's all Michigan Podcasters Unite, and we are on there. Also, we love all of the stuff over at Solid State Radio. That was just too hard to choose from. I love all the different shows over there. So,
I could have
it's
did
kind
a
of hard
top
to-
10.
What's that?
I could have did a top 10.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, American Glutton is awesome. Joe Rogan. I always get the pop-ups for him. He's always got something going on his. So
Yeah.
all good stuff. Love those a lot. So next question, unless
Bum,
you
bum,
have
bum.
something.
No, go ahead. What you got?
So the next question: 5 Michigan bands. What are your favorites?
Oh, once again, these aren't in any order. So I'm going to
Okay.
go with coming out of the gate. We're going to go with Infamous Quick, Ora Labora, We the Infamous,
Yep.
the White Oranges, and it's not really a band, but I got to throw this out there. Sam Clements. I love Sam Clements.
He was super excited. He had his most recent song, put
Yeah.
on the radio, and he absolutely did awesome with it. I love it. It's called Zombies. Have you heard it yet?
No, I don't think I have. I can't believe I missed something that Sam put out because I'm such a huge fan of his work.
Yeah. Yep.
I have to laugh because one of the first times Sam was actually here in the studio, he came with what was the band? The Mercurials, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Mercurials.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and Sam, before we went on the air,
Oh,
smashed
yeah.
a Red Bull. And one of the greatest one-liners that has come from our shows is, "I said no mushrooms."
It was a fun show. It was a funny show. Like he's hilarious. He was awesome when we had him on again. Like we had him separately to talk about his new LP or EP CD.
Yeah.
And just he has such a really good, he's a good natured person. He finally got on Facebook. He wasn't on Facebook for a long time.
Right?
So that was interesting too. Like I think just last year he finally got on there, and it was I think to promote a lot of his music and stuff.
Yeah.
So but I think is that all of your list? Was that everybody?
I'm sure I'm going to get hate from some of our friends and bands and listeners and whatnot. But yeah, it's so hard to nail this down to just 5 because I could give you easily a top 20 for local bands.
Yeah, I hear ya. And I think some of our lists kind of crossed as well. So I'm going to try to change it up on that because I agree with you on that list. Absolutely 100%. So I'm gonna change it up a little bit here so we're not having the same. My top 5 favorite Michigan bands, of course, 3OF. Shout out to you guys.
See, you're going to throw me under the bus like that.
I'm the cooler co-host here. No, actually, Cindy. Actually, I have to say that Cindy said 3OF on YouTube chat.
Okay.
But I agree. I agree. Also, I really, really love Loud Thoughts. Those guys killed it in the studio.
So
They
awesome in
were
the studio.
awesome. I have not had a chance yet to see them live, which really, really bums me out. But I'm looking forward to going to their shows when everything starts to come back up.
Yeah.
Um, Also, one of my other favorites is John Fett Quartet. I know if you guys are on my Facebook page, you have been seeing me put up the watch parties of the videos that they've been doing, and they just had a spot, I think, on Fox News about what they've been doing in quarantine with their videos and their songs on putting everybody together to bring the video together.
Nice.
So those guys are super cool. If you guys get a chance to check them out, those are one of my favorites from Michigan. Also, Sugar Punk Fairies. I love those girls. I got nothing but love for those girls. And I also have to say Infamous Quick and We the Infamous are two of my other favorites. So I do have to agree with you on that. Those ones are really good. But I also love Whiskey Fix too.
Oh yeah.
I could go
Yeah.
on. Whiskey Fix, Davis Green. I mean, there's so many.
Scott
Frame
Green,
42.
hand jobs for the homeless.
There you go. There you go. There's so many really good Michigan bands. And did you notice neither one of us mentioned Greta?
You know, that's the thing
They're
is
national.
not saying that Greta is not local because they are. They're right from a stone throw away here in Frankenmuth. But
Yeah.
come on, they're on the big scene. They're kicking ass. I mean, not so much now because everybody's kind of grounded, but
Right.
to
Right.
come out of a place that we go once a week, and well, we used to go hang out once a week in Frankenmuth.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. And since we know a lot of people that knew them personally, and you guys ran into them. I mean, that's where you've got a couple of stories that you shared on the podcast of going, wait a minute, holy shit, that's the guitar player of Greta Van Fleet.
Dude, that was a super. That was one of the coolest experiences. That was really cool. Which
Yeah.
another person I have to give some love to. There's a couple other ones from Michigan. We have so much talent in Michigan, so it's really really hard
Yeah.
to bring it to just five local bands or Michigan bands or whatever because there's a lot of amazing talent in Michigan. I'm just gonna say that. There's so many that I could actually go on forever. I mean, you've got Hope and Hurley.
Me and
You
my
know,
funeral.
yeah, me and my funeral. You've got, oh man, there's so many of them. I just had one in my head and I completely just lost it because I thought of Hope and Harley first. You're right with the White Oranges.
Yeah.
Distorted Waltz was
Distorted
awesome.
Waltz. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Love those guys. They were great. Oh man, there's just so many. There's so much talent. Ian
Yes.
Elliott. I know he's not a band, but he's got Cinderblock Statue, which I have also not seen live yet.
Cinderbox
But
statue is
he's
fucking
doing a
great.
music page on Facebook as well,
Yeah.
and that's been awesome to keep on. He does, I think, one or two or more a day, which is really cool. And after all of this stuff comes hopefully to an end, me and Hope are going to be working on some more stuff together, but we're also working on some videos from home too. So
Well, and I also have to give a shout out to our friend Brian, who was in Tightly Wound, formerly I Am Ninja. Great, great band. They were out of the Swashbucklers Bash, and I didn't even realize
yeah.
it was them until they come out and they were setting stuff up on the stage, and I'm like, I know the drummer. I know the drummer.
Such good, like really, really
Yeah.
good musicians. I'm like you said, it's hard to lock it in for just a specific,
Well, right
number. Like five
there,
is hard.
I don't know if y'all can see, but see that stack of CDs is all of the bands that have been in the studio here and live on this show. And there's a couple other ones that we got from going to live shows, but almost all of them are from bands that have been in the studio. And I got to say, guys, we love, 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 love having bands come to the studio, come on the show, and just play their asses off. I mean, the last one we had was what, Loud Thoughts, I think.
I think Loud Thoughts was the last one that we actually had on, and they were so good. And
Yeah.
I like that we can have these bands on because then we can not only let them show they showcase themselves. They do everything to promote themselves when they come on the show, from
Right.
us having the interview with them to playing their songs and everything. But I love being able to have them on the show because that's fun. We've had a lot of fun with a lot of different, like Mojo Hand. They were
Yes.
incredible.
Yes, Mojo Hand was
Loved
great.
them. I mean, we've had so many really good bands on our show. It's been cool. I've enjoyed that a lot. I love meeting people, and when we get a chance to be able to go out and see them live, it's a cool experience to be like, hey, I know them. They were in our studio. We had a show with them.
Yep.
It's a cool experience, and a lot of times, which is really neat, is they invite us to come to their shows. So
Oh yeah.
we're feeling the hit from them not being able to play, and like we sympathize with them not being able to go and see them because we're not able to have them in the studio either, and to provide them to promote them in on our show as well. So it's been interesting not being able to be in the studio and not being able to see them live. But if you guys can catch them on Facebook or whatever, a lot of these people have been doing in-home videos,
Concerts.
songs, whatever,
Yeah.
lives, and you can actually donate money to them via tip jar, I think it is, or something. They have it to on the link when they go live. So I think that's really cool. The support of that, and then any of your local businesses that you actually, are supporting with or without this going on. It's cool to try to do our best to do that.
Well, and two more bands that I want to give a shout out to is American Arson and Hail Your
Oh,
Highness. Both of
oh
those
my
bands
gosh.
were incredible to see live.
How could I forget? Those guys were so awesome. Both of them were so good on stage.
Yeah.
Two-piece bands. Both two-piece bands.
See, and that's what was so funny because I was working backstage the whole time trying to make sure the bands were getting their stuff in. And
Hmm.
when American Arson, was it American Arson or was it Hail Your Highness took the stage first? Damn, I can never remember. No,
Hail
it
Your
was
Highness.
Hail Your Highness took the stage first.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
from the time they hit the first note, finished their set, American Arson came on, finished their set, and I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Such an incredible experience with that. The show was just awesome.
Yeah, it was
It was
so much
very
fun.
awesome.
So much
Um,
fun.
And the cool thing about American Arson, I didn't realize this, is when they were at the show, because we were just starting out with getting people to shows and doing that kind of stuff. With those kind of things with promoting and whatnot, it is hit or miss, really.
Yeah.
I think that after this, when everybody gets it all clear and that everybody is safe to go and do whatever, when numbers are dwindling down and people are healthy again, I think it will change. I'm hoping that it will change. Some people feel like it's not going to. Some people feel like it's going to hit them harder, that people are not going to be going to the shows, not going to the bars, not going to large crowds because they're going to be too afraid. So, beforehand, before all this happened, just being able to go and have that opportunity, I mean,
Well,
I
that
don't
was
know,
one of the things that
nothing like it.
I just watched First We Feast with Hot Ones. Burt Kreschner was on there, and
Okay.
they were doing a remote one where Burt was at his home and then the host was at his home, and they were talking about that. And Burt was like, it's the same thing for comics. Entertainers across the board. You people that would sell out 200-seat rooms all night
Hmm.
long aren't going to have that ability. And the 4 or 5 comics that are at the top of their game, they're going to have to go down to these 200-room or 200 people rooms to do these shows, and then it's still going to be a crapshoot because everybody's hurting. So going out and supporting local to the best of your ability. Obviously, we want everybody to be safe, but
Right.
it's no joke out there. Entertainment and all of the stuff that we do,
Hmm.
and I say we loosely because these guys have been doing it far longer than us. They've been doing it on way bigger scales than us, and
Yeah.
they still are supported locally, and that's where it starts. So go out, support local. Go see these guys. Log into their stuff on Facebook. Send them tip jars if you are able to. Obviously, be very frugal with your finances and be smart about taking care of you and your family. But
Right.
if you have extra and you want to support someone local, do that. Do just that. Support local because that's how these people are making a living taking care of their families.
Right.
I mean, can you see guys like, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro who having a day job? I don't think so. But
No, no.
there and again, they've done that stuff to make their livelihood of acting. So it's funny how when stuff like this happens and everything else gets turned way down and you have to go back to the roots of the hunter gatherer mentality. But yet here we are, we're still attempting to entertain and pay the bills and keep the lights on and do the stuff that we got to do. So yeah,
Yep.
I mean, come together as a community, obviously, being smart about being in quarantine and whatnot, stay home, stay safe, but
Right.
come together as a community and help each other. That's what it's about.
Well, and I like that a lot of these people, and I know I've said this, and I probably sound like a broken record because of all this stuff going on, but I like how people are still doing stuff online and offering stuff. Like there's been some comedy shows that have been offered online. There's been workouts so you can still keep on going. You may not be able to go to the gym, but you can do the class at home. And like I said, the musicians are doing their thing and playing for us online, and they have it to where it's like, okay, you drop $1, whatever you can afford to drop in there, which is cool. Like, I think it's really neat that they're doing that. Tomorrow night, and I wanted to bring this up too at one point. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, Vassar Theater is actually going to be streamlining Dirty Dancing,
Nice.
and they have it to where you can watch at home, digital, and you can drop in $1 or something, some kind of donation towards them to help keep them going too. And I'm hoping that more theaters will be able to do that so that we can help to support and do things like that as well. It's
Very
different.
cool.
I mean, we have to change up everything, and some of these people are still coming together to
Yep.
help keep us entertained, help keep us, not losing our minds, because there are still options of things that we can do even if we are home. So I think it's really cool that people are doing that, and to be able to support. I mean, you're right. Take care of your bills, take care of your stuff that you need to take care of first, but think about that stuff too. And there's also, I've mentioned it before, gift cards from your favorite restaurants or
Yeah.
your local store, your mom and pop shops, like we talk about. If they've got those options available to purchase a gift card, so you're able to buy it from them, and then when they open back up, you're able to use that gift card, and that helps them to continue to go or whatever, keep going. So
Absolutely. Well, and that's one of the things that I wanted to mention is some of the stuff that's been going on with Facebook and a lot of these people that are sharing stuff and kind of their lives, what they're doing right now. Like Eliza Schlesinger. God, I'm butchering
yeah.
that name. Sorry, Eliza. um, she's doing the cooking at home because her husband's a chef, and some of the stuff that they do, it just hilarity ensues. It's so funny because she's a stand-up comic, and
Yeah.
so she's in the kitchen with her husband, who's like a five-star chef or some shit like that, and they're cooking stuff, and she's cooking with him, so it's hilarious. Which, by the way, I'm still calling Adam out. That
Oh.
where is this makeup tutorial that he is supposed to be teaching?
I think he's getting more comfortable with that, because tonight when I was doing my makeup for the show, he was watching. He was watching closely, so I think he's trying to get everything down and understand what's what.
Uh, All I can
He's
say
gonna
is
have
good luck, brother.
he's gonna have even more of a challenge, because I don't use makeup brushes. I'm an animal like that. So we're gonna figure that out, because I don't use them on myself. So it'll be interesting. Got a couple things on the YouTube chat. Shelby says, does anyone watch football? Hey Shelby, how's it going? Cindy said, hey, fruit salad. Jeff Graham says, do you think there's going to be a baby boom after quarantine is done?
Yeah, they'll be
Not in
called
this
the
household.
quarantiners.
Not in this household. I'm just telling you. Take that, breeders.
Right. Yeah, they'll be called the children of the corn.
Children. Oh my God, that's so bad. Like so bad.
No, that's what's so
Uh,
funny about it is the divorce rate's going to go through the ceiling, and then there's going
yeah.
to be 5 fuck tons of little screaming baby crotch monsters running around.
Oh,
So,
thank you. So I think Jeff, I think that Tony is saying yes, yes there is. I'm saying not here. I don't care what happens out there. So
cheers to shit that I don't have to deal with because my children are almost raised.
right. So yeah. So on to the next question.
Okay, yeah. What's the next question? Shoot, what you got?
Next question. What are some things that you're learning or want to learn in quarantine?
It's funny you say that because I actually started back up because I had to take a break for a minute and focus on spring cleaning, which I'm still doing. My classes that I do through Udemia, and I just completed what was it, business management? I
Mm-hmm.
think whatever. It was a free class, so I
There
signed.
is free classes on there.
Yeah, I signed up for like, good lord, I think it was something like 12 or 13 different classes. Hold on, let me go to my what I have for certifications right now. Give me
All right.
two
Well, you're checking
seconds.
that out or going for that. I'm going to say really quick. This question was actually inspired by Donnie Morrison, who you mentioned earlier.
Shout out to Donnie.
I can't even say the band name. Can you assist with that for me?
I'm on Twitch. Nobody loves me on Twitch.
So I guess one of the things is that Donnie and his wife have been really, really busy. Like he's a tattoo artist, and Donnie is completely against anybody doing tattoos at home, any of that stuff. When he sees it, he's a crusader for that because it's not sanitary, it's not safe, it's
Right.
not,
Right.
it's against guidelines, whatever. But so with them being shut down, he's had people actually messaging him, asking him if he'll do a tattoo, and he's like, yeah, when my shop opens back up, absolutely.
Right.
So he had put on Facebook, he's like, things you're learning in quarantine, and he put down like a whole list of all the stuff. He's learned how to make mask out of the 3D printer with
Yeah.
the like the whole filter thing, the things that save the ears out of the 3D printer, fixing a sewing machine. Like there's a whole list of stuff. So I was like, and then he's like, "What are you guys learning?" And I'm like, that is a good thing. That's a good question. So
Well,
so
see,
I thought I would bring that out here tonight. So what did you find it?
yeah, I found it. I actually have it pulled up now. Thus far, and this has been what we started the life coaching stuff. What, eight,
All right.
9 months ago, something like that? I don't know, or was it longer than that?
It's been a while. I
Well,
still haven't finished mine.
anyways, I've got the dual master's certification for my life coaching stuff, but I went on to other things. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 certifications from doing all these other classes. And I just finished, if I can get my other phone to turn on, which is not going to, because of course it's not going to let me commit shit to memory. But I just finished, it was one of the business classes that they offered for free. But yeah, Udemia.com, it's incredible. You know, download all of the downloadable resources stuff, do all of that, listen to the videos, and do all of the homework that they have. And it's really cool because then you get, you know, the different certifications. It's not technically a university, but you learn a lot of really cool stuff. I'm actually going to do a Photoshop one. Shout out to the unknown artist because I'm not a mechanical type of person, and like all of the stuff that you do is literally point and click. But I
Right.
need a step-by-step process to do this. I'm gonna do a creative writing class and just all of these other really cool things that I'm doing to keep this occupied and doing stuff. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
top 5 things I'm learning. That takes up probably 2 of them.
I was gonna say that's about two. That's about two.
Yeah, and then obviously decluttering is huge.
That's
Of
awesome.
of learning how to organize better and compartmentalize stuff. Um, I'm learning new ways to cook, which is always fun because I love being in the kitchen. Um, two more. Good lord. Educating myself on foods that are superfoods or foods that boost your immune system, because that's a whole like double doctorate's degree in and of itself of just
Yeah.
educating yourself on what's out there to eat that your body naturally helps, and you got different blood types and you've got this thing and that thing. And those of us who have certain food allergies of things that you can take and things that you can't take. So, uh, you
Mhm.
know, shout out to Mitch Gill and you obviously who are doing the gluten free stuff because of allergies and what have you. But I mean, it's amazing when you start getting all the information and going, wow, I thought I was actually eating healthy and consuming things that were going to help me. But like me and my son made pizza tonight, and it was incredible because I used the gluten free crust flour, and then we had garlic salt. We had a little bit of oregano in there, some uh, fresh avocado oil, and then a couple little other things that were on there. I can't remember what the hell they were now, but it was incredible. And then we sampled the pizza because who doesn't like pizza? And it was
Right.
great because it was the first time I had done something like that. And I'm like, this is great. I'm learning this stuff. So, yeah. And, obviously learning better hygiene because there's no such thing as knowing way too much hygiene. There's always better ways to do those things. So, learning that is always great. I also learned that Walmart apparently is making wearing masks mandatory, and I kind of laughed at that because it was like, ha, most people go to Walmart and they barely wear pants. So, good
That's
luck with that.
true.
Good luck with that, Walmart.
Oh,
Was that
remind me
five? I don't know.
before we get through the show tonight to talk about some of my experiences through working there.
Yes, you have to give some horror stories from Walmart. But yeah,
Oh, I have them.
I think that was five, wasn't it? Was that five?
I
Fuck it.
believe that's five. Yeah,
We're gonna
that's
call it
five.
five. So, what about you? How many things have you learned in your top five?
Okay, so learned. I'm with you on the whole downsizing and all that stuff, but I kind of started doing that beforehand. And, shout out to Candy. She gave me a list. So you got like a perfect person over there helping you to get the declutter stuff down. Like,
I'm telling you, the amount of shit that is no longer residing in my studio and in Narnia is amazing.
yeah, for sure. For sure. So there's that. I kind of already was on that kick though. I started cleaning out, getting rid of stuff, and but with that being said, like you have gotten very far in the life coaching stuff, and that is something that I'm working towards. Is definitely getting my certifications done because while I'm at home, I might as well get that done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah. So there's that. I am also looking into doing the herbalism classes through Shar over at Green Girl Wellness.
Nice.
Now that I'm hopefully able to go ahead and do that, that was something that I've been wanting to learn. And you may call it New Age, whatever. Someone might joke about this, but learning the Reiki stuff with the healing and the energy and all that kind of different stuff. I'm learning that. Learning the I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not good at pronouncing, so we're gonna call it the hand piano. It's this really cool, like little cigar box thing that sounds pretty neat. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the like tank drum or hang drum kind of deal.
Did
Only
you
it
say
looks like a
taint
little.
drum?
No, I knew you were gonna say that too. Tank, Tank. I knew you were gonna do that. But it looks like a little like cigar box thing, and it has little tines on it. So
Nice.
that is something that I'm gonna be learning soon. And one other thing, I do read a lot more. I don't know. It's just there's all kinds of stuff that I always want to learn. There's never nothing, or there's always something that I want to learn. So it's hard to just kind of keep it at one because I remember, growing up and having people have an idea of what they want to do for the rest of their life, like one thing. I'm just like, why one? Why does it have to be one?
Right?
So, I'm learning stuff. I'm learning all kinds of different things and cooking, like you have been learning different stuff with the gluten-free flour. I use a lot of almond flour, which I absolutely really like, and I'm learning different stuff off of that wonderful page called Crap I Cooked in Quarantine. There's all kinds of recipes on there too, so that's been pretty cool.
I love that page.
That page is awesome. It's a good page.
One of the that's what I was gonna do is all right. So since nobody's giving me love on Twitch, you guys suck.
Mm.
um,
Bum, bum, bum.
right. So I actually found, and I shared these with you, which was so much fun. But different substitutions
Oh yeah.
for those people that uh, have gluten allergies and whatnot. So, and you can actually, I'll probably, if you can, share this on our page. But it's got the easy guide to baking with gluten-free flours, and it's got the conversion rates of what you're going to use for these substitutions for actual flour. Like one's coconut flour, you use 1 cup of coconut flour to 4 cups of wheat flour. Almond flour, you've got 1 cup of almond flour to 1 cup of wheat flour, which is amazing. Macadamia nut flour, which I'd be really curious to try because I love
Yeah,
macadamia
I'm
nuts.
curious about that one.
And that is 1 cup of macadamia flour to 1 cup of wheat flour. Cashew flour. I would love to try that. 1 cup of cashew flour to 1 cup of wheat flour. Hazelnut flour. I've tried that. That's good stuff. That's 1 cup of flour, or 1 cup of hazelnut flour to 1 cup of regular flour. Uh, cassava flour. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. It's on the list. We'll share it on the page. Three
Okay.
cups of that flour to 4 cups of wheat flour. So like it's incredible. And then there's plantain flour, which is 3 cups of plantain flour to 4 cups of wheat flour. Tiger nut, which
No, thank you.
any of our listeners have access to tiger nut, send that to me so I can try that out because I've never even heard of
Tiger nut makes me not feel comfortable at all.
that.
Mm-mm.
But that's one
Nope.
cup of tiger nut flour to 1 cup of wheat flour. Sweet potato flour, which I heard was amazing. That's 1 cup of sweet potato flour to 1 cup of wheat flour. And then sunflower flour, which I hear is pretty good
Okay.
too.
I like it's the sunflower butter.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what the heck it was called. Sunny butter, I think. That's pretty
Nice.
good. I really like that.
Well,
Yeah. I like I said, I prefer the almond, but I didn't realize that there were so many different gluten-free options, which is really, really cool.
well, and
You
what's
know,
really cool,
if you have the allergy or if you're trying to, stay away from all of the gluten stuff, it's hard to find good food
yeah.
sometimes. It's getting better though. It's getting a lot better.
Well, and what's nice about it is, like some of the substitutions that I use today for sugar, they actually have sugar substitutions 101, and I'll just run through the list really quickly. Agave nectar, brown sugar, maple syrup, honey, date sugar, stevia, uh, brown rice syrup, corn syrup, palm sugar, and artificial sweeteners. So, yeah, that's another one. I sent it to you, I think it was. So we can share
Okay.
that on the page. And here's my personal favorite because I got to do it today, which is amazing. Replacing sugar with honey because honey is so ridiculously healthy for you. It boosts your immune system. It's an anti-inflammatory. Uh, the list goes on of how good the properties of honey are for you, and it's a natural sweetener, which is amazing, and it never goes bad. But it's a conversion guide from sugar to honey. Like it's literally half. Like say for something, Well, like when I made the banana bread today, it
Yep.
counted for 2 cups of sugar, and the conversion rate for honey is only 1 cup of honey.
That's not bad at all, and that's actually really good because it's a slower processing carb, so it's really good for diabetics as well. So that's very helpful with that conversion for cooking for Adam or whatever. I like that. Thank you for sending me that. I thought of something else. Two more things
Yeah.
for learning. Two more learning things. I actually thank you YouTube learned how to make cream cheese.
Nice.
It's actually not that hard. So I watched a video on that and I have not done it yet, but that's on the list to be able to make that, which is cool because, those who know, we actually have two goats at Stone Cottage and I'm looking forward to having our home and having our little farm with them. But being able to have the goat milk would be really cool to make the yogurt and then use that to make the cream cheese, which that's what you do. You use yogurt and you strain it through a cheesecloth for 24 hours, and it separates the curds and whey,
Nice.
which I always thought was like a porridge, but nope, it's not. So then you use that, and then after you get that separated, you take another dry cheesecloth and you get yourself like a nice little container that you can put like a lid on. They use like a glass Pyrex or whatever for like a decent size for what you would use for cream cheese, and then you place your cheesecloth inside that, put the cream cheese in it or the what is going to be cream cheese, and then you just fold it over and put the lid on and let that set for a week. I think they said a week or two.
Nice.
So yeah, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But they said if you're going to make it, don't use the Greek yogurt because it's already been strained so much that it's not really a good one for using. So you can get yourself like a container. Say you like the strawberry cream cheese, you can use the strawberry yogurt and do it that way too. So but
Nice.
it's got they say use full fat. So that's one thing I learned, and another thing I was thinking about learning was actually American Sign Language.
Really?
Yeah, that's something else that I've always wanted to learn,
So,
and I just never put my mind to it. I get distracted easily on things.
wait, you said
Sometimes,
American Sign Language. There's more than one
yeah.
sign language?
Well, they say ALS. I believe that's what it is American Sign Language.
Okay.
I have a book that I had got at Goodwill a while back, but I learned better going through videos and stopping them, replaying them, stopping them, So I was asking Adam, to help me learn that too, so him and I could do sign language so I could learn it easier that way too.
Yeah.
So if it's something that I'm not picking up, he is so good at doing that kind of thing with me. I just gotta give. I'm not trying to like, gush about Adam or whatever, but I just have to say, like, he has been super incredible. Like last night, I started feeling like crap. I have had sinus issues going on. My headache, my head was pounding, and I started having really bad sinus stuff. And luckily, it was just because this weather change has been messing that all up, and I'm sure you felt it, and everybody else has felt it. But when you start feeling like crap like that, it's instantly, oh shit, where did I get this? But I knew it was sinus. But his first thing was, okay, I'm starting to shower for you, a hot shower, and then like after that, he got me made me a tea with honey in it. He got the Vicks, the thing out, and he's just like, okay, I'll give you a massage so you can fall asleep. I'm like, where did I find you? Like, this is freaking awesome. Where did I find you? So, but I woke up this morning feeling so, and of course the oils, and I know people joke about that a lot, but they have been really, really helpful for me. So, I try not to push any of that kind of stuff on anybody, but for me, it works.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that's
Cindy said yes, there are. My daughter is a sign language interpreter. Oh, okay. So there are different sign
cool.
languages, but ALS is ASL American Sign Language is the one I want to learn.
Well,
So yeah,
what's
there's my other. I was just thinking, I'm like, yeah, I want to learn that too.
it's funny you say that because when I went to Country Bulk Foods to grab the groceries for the month, it was great because they actually had turmeric root. So I finally bought some of that, and I've been putting it in my smoothies for my morning breakfast, if you will. And I gotta say, it's freaking incredible. Like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like my thumb and my first two fingers are dyed from turmeric root. My son was actually busting my balls. He's like, "Hey, is that a tobacco stain?" I'm like, "No, it's turmeric root. It's amazing."
I haven't smoked, I promise.
I haven't smoked since November. Please don't kill me.
Oh, it was funny because when you guys stopped by today to drop that off, I
Yeah.
seen him and like I could see the look in his eye, and I was like, I know I miss hugs too, because it was a big thing with him
Yeah.
when I went to go in and get my weight loss surgery.
Yep.
He was like so afraid that I was not going to give good hugs anymore, and so it was like afterward, I always give him a hug now, and I'm like, see, I still give good hugs. That didn't change, you know.
It
So
was
I
funny
like
the first time
repeated
you did that. He's
that.
like, "There's nothing to you now."
It's so different, but man, what an incredible journey! I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a couple more things in YouTube chat. Adam says on a fishing boat, LOL, kayak. I don't know. I'm not sure where that came from, but um,
Squirrel.
I love him, but sometimes I don't know where he's at. And then Sherry's joining in, and she says, Sherry Curry says, hello. Hey, Sherry.
Hey Sherry,
Thanks
how's it
for
going?
joining. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, I lost you guys.
What are you doing?
I don't know, older man.
Boomity
Mitch,
boom.
if you're watching, Mitch, I need the stand so I can do videos. I
She's
literally have my phone propped up on a candle and a box right now.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
she's failing at this podcasting life, Mitch. You gotta help her out, buddy.
I can't podcast from home.
Heather
Adam
doesn't.
says that's where you found me.
Oh
On
yeah,
a
that's
fishing
right.
boat. Yeah. So
That's
that's
great.
true. That's true. So on to the next question, unless you had something or somebody in chat had something.
I
Did
got
you,
nothing. Go ahead.
Okay, so next question. What did you want to be when you were a kid? When you grew up? Right, loaded question, I hear you.
Well, all I can think of is those stupid commercials they had. What was it, in the late '90s, early 2000s, or some shit like that, and they're like, "Nobody
This
ever
is your
said."
brain?
No, 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 no. This is my brain, but yeah, no. They always would say shit like, "Nobody ever says they want to be a junkie when I grow up."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I don't think anybody intentionally plans on that. It just kind of happens.
Right.
No, honestly, what I wanted to be when I grew up was independent.
Okay. All
No,
right.
self-sustaining, self-sufficient, and growing up on the farm, growing up with the grandmother that I had that purely earned her sainthood because of me. It was great because she taught me how to cook. She taught me how to take care of a household. She taught me how to do laundry. She taught me how to do all of this stuff to keep me self-sufficient and self-sustaining. And it was great because it wasn't until well after she had passed away that I realized all the shit that she taught me actually had adult application. And I went, holy shit, I'm doing this. This is great. I'm doing what I wanted to be when I grew up, and that was independent.
Yeah. Okay. See, like, they ask you too young, I think, sometimes, because I was like, I want to be a tap dancer.
I remember in,
happen.
what was it, 10th grade, I think our teachers asked us what we wanted to be when we graduated high school. And I said, I want to be drunk and play on stage with my guitar.
Oh my God. I'm sure everybody was proud to hear that.
Oh, it was great. I had accomplished an all-time low because, it was the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll back then. But, it kind of apparently loses its luster when you're actually doing it because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, yeah, you put down the drink, you Or you put down the drugs, you keep the drink under control, and you get your head in the damn game and do what it is you got to do. I mean, I love the quote that Jeremy talks about on This Is My Brain, where he says, "We don't drink to get happy, we drink because we are
Right. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, that was rough. That was a little rough. I got a couple things over in YouTube chat because it's busy.
Yeah,
Very
nobody loves
busy.
me in Twitch. It's okay.
Sherry says veterinarian. That's what she wanted to be when she grew up.
Nice.
Uh, Cindy said there's over 300 different sign languages, which I believe it because there's so many different languages to begin with anyway. So I kind of figured that.
Now, is
And
that
then
dialects too, like northern, southern, eastern, western? I mean,
I would imagine so. I
because
guess.
you say soda when you're down south or whatever it is, or Coke or whatever.
Right.
And
Not like in Florida, from when I was there, what I experienced was, what flavor of Coke do you want?
right,
Mm,
diet, unleaded.
regular Coke,
There's more
the
than
red label. I don't know.
vanilla cherry.
Oh, I learned something new. Oh, and Cindy said yes to that, to the dialect thing, and Sherry says that it keeps on buffering. I've not had any problems with mine buffering. It could just be internet issues. I don't know.
Yeah,
And Adam said that he wanted to be a coroner, so that's new. I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I can handle that, honestly.
I mean, it's the
But
best job in the world. You'd never get any complaints.
mm, maybe I don't know. No. No. So I went from wanting to be a tap dancer to wanting to be a counselor, therapist, and then I realized that was too long for me to be in school.
right.
And I went from that to being a hairdresser, and then I was a beauty school dropout.
Really?
Then I went from that to going and doing phlebotomy, and that didn't quite work out. So yeah, no, I come to find out that those kind of things were, I've always thought that trade schools were kind of a little bit more, something more my speed. That I thought like college was kind of a bit too much. I suck at math, so I was constantly having to deal with that, not being good enough at math and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that kind of held me back when it came to college. And I get more frustrated than anything with that kind of thing. So I love what we do now. That and being able to do public speaking and different things like that. It's been cool. And then doing is it Udemy? Is that what you call it? I always thought it was Udemy.
Whatever.
But that's been kind of cool because you can go at your own pace. And herbalism thing through Char, I can do the same thing. Like you have to get it completed within a year, but it's actually, I guess, pretty quick.
Yeah.
Crystal LeFay actually got her certification already through it. And that helps, to learn all the different kind of stuff with herbalism, but also to learn like the CBD oil and different things with that too. So
Yeah.
I think that's
absolutely.
kind of cool. Plus, you get all of the recipes and all kinds of stuff with it. So that's kind of neat. I'm very interested in herbalism for healing.
Well, yeah. I
So,
mean, that's the thing is you look at a lot of these different cultures and stuff that, I mean, even going back to what you were talking about earlier with the essential oils and young living. There's exclusive rights for frankincense in the fields of Oman that it's guarded by a mountaintop military base where they
hmm
have the order to shoot on site, no questions asked. So obviously, that's a bit extreme, but
right,
you
right.
know, you're talking a few thousand years where these cultures understood the properties of what each one of these plants and trees and everything else did for the human body. So when you understand that, of course, that totally changes your health and puts it on the track of being healthier and able to share those types of things. Like, shout out to Farmer Chrissy. Uh, she makes this soap called plantain soap. And this stuff is
Yeah.
literally growing everywhere in Michigan. I've even seen it in Ohio and Indiana. And she uses this for soap. And it has incredible healing properties. I mean, it was funny. They had this chicken, and I love the story that she shared with us because she was like,
Yeah.
okay, so here's this chicken, and they actually call the chicken plantain head now, which is hilarious. But this chicken got fucked up, like had a whole
Severely.
yeah, like you could see into this chicken's neck bone. That's how bad the chicken got fucked up, and it wasn't a hey hey. So, anyways,
No, it wasn't hey hey.
but
Which, hold on one second though, with the hey hey thing. I am actually writing cry farming on WordPress. That's actually going to be my first blog, but
that's
anyhow.
great. So, anyways, but no, what they did is they're like, okay, well, either one of two things is going to happen. We're going to lose this chicken or we're going to try something. And so, what they did is they packed the wound with plantain leaf. And I
Mhm.
want to say it was like when the next 24 to 48 hours, the wound had closed and the chicken is walking around now on the farm. What? Here we are a year or two later.
Uh, it's been a while, yeah, yeah. The chicken's still doing great.
Yeah, the chicken's
Like
perfectly
you
fine.
can't tell.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is you can't even tell that the chicken got that fucked up.
Mm-mm.
And
Not at all.
you're going, holy cow. So yeah, understanding herbalism and wrapping your head around that stuff is incredible because you don't have to spend stupid amounts of money to go to the big farm to help yourself.
Well,
Just
and and I've been really wanting to before all of this has kind of happened. Like I've always wanted to learn that kind of stuff and make my own products to be able to share with other
yeah,
people at lower cost and whatnot. But less chemical, less all that kind of stuff. Because of being a survivor, I want to learn how to make that stuff without all the chemicals, so that we can collectively become healthier. And if I have these products at a good price, then I can help other people out with it, as while learning all these different things as well, as a side business or whatever.
yeah,
And it's just something I'm passionate about, and it's something that I want to learn. I've wanted to convert over to doing all of this stuff healthier and not having all of the chemicals. And there's so many different studies about how much chemicals that a woman puts on before even going out the door in the morning. And a lot of that stuff contributes to us being sick or having weakened immune systems and different things like that. So,
right.
interesting to learn all these things. But, like you were saying about plantain head and using the plantains and all that different stuff, they actually have salve. It's plantain salve that they have
Oh,
available on their Etsy store, and their shop for the soap is open as well on Etsy, so you guys can check that out. If you go
incredible
to the
soap.
Facebook page Stone Cottage Farm, you can look on there, and then it will give you the link to their Etsy store.
It's
So
incredible. It's incredible soap, and I'm not just saying that because they're friends of ours. I'm saying that because I'm a soap whore, and anytime I have extra disposable income, I will go over there and blow stupid amounts of money. But now that
right.
we're in quarantine, I'm waiting for that stimulus check so I can go through and blow stupid amounts of money and order from them and help out our local farmers because shout out to Farmer Chrissy and Farmer Dave. Are they finished with Kid Mageddon yet?
You know what? I have not heard if their final goats have had their kids or not yet. I have been trying to keep up with everything going on over there, because they do a lot of awesome videos and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
very cool to see, especially right now. Got a couple things over in chat.
Go ahead.
Let's see here. Sydney said that, oh my God, the best soap ever, especially used for shampoo.
Yes.
Charcoal is awesome for brushing teeth. Um, the chicken was a dumpster fire, poor thing. And then Sherry said, "You look awesome, Heather. Great job on your journey." Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that. It took a while to get there, and I was talking with Adam earlier today too. Like, if I were to go back to when my transformations kind of started, it was so many years ago. I grew up having to battling with weight, and PCOS and a whole bunch of stuff. And to be where I'm at right now and to have a healthier outlook on things has just been an awesome, incredible journey. And I'm so glad that I've been able to share that with everybody because, if one of my big things is if I'm able to help inspire somebody by this journey, then I'm so thankful to do that. And same thing with Survivor Girl. It started out to if I could touch one person's life with doing Survivor Girl, then I feel like it was worth every second of it. So I would do it again in a heartbeat. The surgery definitely in a heartbeat. They say now with the weight loss surgery, you have a higher chance of having complications from a gallbladder removal. And I already had that happen. So I was just like, yeah, I might as well go on to the next thing. So,
Well, and
so
that's one
yeah.
of the
Oh, and
things that
Sherry,
you
Sherry just mentioned that she's been doing keto, and I heard that that's really good too. A lot of people have had success on keto as well. So awesome.
one of the
It's
things
it's
that you,
really just. Oh, go ahead.
one of the things that you always talk about on like Survivor Girl, and we've talked about on the show here, is you're responsible for your own health and educating and talking to people that do this stuff. And if you're feeling like shit, stop and educate yourself for a minute. Figure out what it is that you're doing, and
Yeah.
put a plan together to get healthier. I mean, good lord,
Oh.
this has been at least a 10-year, if not 12-year journey for me of continually educating myself when it comes to what I'm consuming, what I'm eating or not eating, how much exercise I'm doing. Obviously, consulting with your doctor, finding
Right.
out if you're allergic to different foods. These are all things that you have discovered along your journey for your weight loss surgery and everything. Of you eat what a egg sized portion of food and that's it.
Yeah, but that does change as your stomach does heal. Like a little bit out, a little bit more of a year out, you can have a little bit more food, but not a whole lot. So, it's I think the whole idea of getting your mindset right and the whole part of this journey with, like you said, keeping your mind right and finding out what works best for you or whatever in the journey. It's helped me through what we're going through right now with
Yeah.
having that mindset. Because there's been minutes. I mean, if anybody who knows me, I'm very transparent about it. I was a really bad stress eater, and in times like this, normally that would be my big thing. And I caught myself going towards that a little bit when everything kind of started because I had a hard time. It hit me really hard. I got scared in the beginning. I did not do any of the panic stuff, so don't think that. Um, but I did get stressed out and I was worried because Adam being diabetic and everything. So I had a hard time with that, and I haven't had the best immune system always. From everything I've gone through health wise. So I got a little bit nervous about that, and I had a little bit of time there. But the best thing that I've ever done is I call myself out on that shit. I call
Nice.
myself out on that bullshit, and I realized it right away. And I was like, oh, and and I tell on myself. I tell on myself.
You
I told
totally
Adam,
do.
I was like, I am stress eating. I told you, I went to go reach for something, and I'm just like, yeah, that's the old Heather. That bitch don't live here no more. She don't belong here. I've come too far to ever go back to where I was. And if you know somebody who has done the weight loss surgery or is doing keto or whatever they're doing, please don't go, oh, I know somebody that had that or did that and they gained all their weight back, because that's a dick move, Banner. Dick move. So I'm just saying, because that's hard because that can put somebody's mind at, oh my God, I'm gonna fail, and you don't know what they've gone through, mentally or
Right,
whatever
right.
through the process. So I'm putting that out there as a PSA, I guess, you know. But when all this stuff started though, I did have a moment where it was like, that looks good. I could be eating that right now, and it's like, no, no, you can't. No, get out of there. So, I do that, and then I stepped up, getting back to the working out and stuff, and because I don't want to backslide. I want to come out of this looking better and feeling better than I ever have because that's been the whole journey. There's no reason for me to go back after have has as far as I have gone. So, so that's one of the big things.
Absolutely.
Oh, so yeah, it's been a crazy journey, but a great journey, and I would do it over and over again, just to be honest. So
Well, and that's the fun part about doing all of this stuff is you're continually educating yourself. I mean, like, thank God we are not the same people we were a year ago with all of the unhealthy activities that we were doing.
oh, it was bad.
Well, and I mean, I say that, and it's not like we were, going out and doing like a 10 rows of kebabs of meat, Swedish meatballs. But, it was one of those things where as you grow and you learn and you educate yourself about these different things and your health as you get older, your body changes, your body chemistry
Yep.
changes. So when you educate yourself on this stuff and go, oh, well, I mean, because I recently just learned that I was allergic to shellfish. And I'm like,
Oh,
ah, I love shrimp. But,
ew, I hate it. So,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
so finding out other substitutions for those types of things that are incredibly healthy, you
yep,
know, you just figure that stuff out. Because I mean, I love making shrimp. I love going through and like sauteing some shrimp, throwing in some like rice vinegar in there and just kind of cooking it up with some butter or maybe some extra virgin olive oil or something along those lines. But being able
yeah.
to do all of that stuff and cook and mix and just, oh God, I'm such a food whore. I love this stuff.
But the great thing about that, when you are able to do that kind of substitute kind of thing,
Yeah.
is you find different things that okay, instead of looking at it as oh my gosh, I can't have that. Oh my god, you like instead of looking at it in the negative way, start
Yeah.
looking at it as the good stuff that you can have because that right there is a huge way to get you through. And I got a couple things in chat kind of talking about that right now.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Cindy says that keto is awesome that she does it. She also said very proud for you. It's been a journey for you. Absolutely, thank you. Sherry says, yeah, I was doing keto a month. I lost 20 pounds and 5 inches. I just lost track of for a little bit, but I'm back on track. Been dealing with a lot the last month. Understand that completely. Keep on going, girl. You got this.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then Cindy said, "I love the chocolate keto." Carrie can or Sherry, congrats. So, yeah. So yeah. Oh, and Cindy's asking where the Asian is. He listens. He's been listening. If you go back a couple episodes, he was on with us. But
He's probably eating the banana bread that I dropped off.
probably like good idea. The only thing that I've experienced with the weight loss journey too is my sugar actually drops now. So that's something that's different for me. I never really experienced that before because I always had like high my sugar is always high and now when I work out, I have to be really careful about when I work out because my sugar will drop. So that's something that's a little bit different for me because I was used to having like high blood pressure and high like my sugar levels were high.
Yeah.
So, that's it's different, but like I said, I would never change that. I wouldn't change that for anything because it has been such a cool thing. And I was talking with Hope today, and I've been reading. I do like a morning routine, and one of my morning routines, I have a book that goes day to day, and it was one of my mom's books. And one of the things it's been talking about for this month is finding your authentic self
Yeah.
and talking about looking at different clothes and different scents, different things that might appeal to you that you didn't think would appeal to you. So, and I feel like I've shifted into that
Yeah.
because I've changed so much from when I started it. So I started looking at like different kind of different clothes and different things that I would like to fit as my authentic self.
Yeah.
Something that I normally would not even look at, but now I'm just like, ooh, I like that. So I'm just like, so you do the Pinterest board thing, and I'm like, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. So, I think it's important. I don't think that we should always stick to just one specific style or, as we grow. And I hate hearing people say, "Oh, I'm too old for that." Okay, well, if you're wearing like a mini skirt and you're 70 or whatever, I guess do
Right.
your thing. But for me, it's not me.
Right.
I'm not there yet anyway. So we'll see when I'm 70. I might. I don't know. But that I think it's important though to find your authentic self. I love seeing women in particular wearing these really cool like different colors, that something that I normally wouldn't, or like a some different kind of style of like skirt or dress or something that isn't something that I normally would wear, and I'll be like, ooh, that looks really good.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of opening my eyes up to different stuff because thankfully through surgery and the weight loss part of it, I had a lot of clothes given to me, and that was so cool. I never have went without clothes. I went from size to size to size, and that's been really cool. But now I'm just like, oh, I've not actually bought anything for myself really. So that's gonna be a fun journey too.
That's what's funny about. I just listened to the podcast with Ethan Suplee of American Glutton, and Mike
Yeah.
is Rattel. I think it's his name. I'm butchering it. He's a PhD in sports physiology, chief sports scientist, Renaissance period periodization. I suck at this stuff. Anyways,
Okay.
he talks about a lot of those types of things of changing it up because he's one of those doctors that goes on record to go, okay, McDonald's doesn't suck, but how do you feel after you eat it?
Right.
And he's like, all of these, companies go through and they have bidding wars based on how good food they can make food taste. So of course it's going to be like cocaine or any other sort of addictive drug. The food tastes good. That's their job, to make it taste amazing. But if you're consciously putting healthy, good, clean food, and what I mean by clean food is if you're reading the nutrition label, oh, better yet, if it doesn't have a nutrition label like
Right.
fresh produce, meat from your local meat market or butcher, those things don't
Right.
have a nutrition label because they are what they say they are.
Right. And that's important. I think a lot of people I think a lot of people are feeling that right now.
Right.
The ones that are cooking, like on that page that we were talking about, crap I
Right.
cooked in quarantine. One
Love
of the
that.
things that I'm loving about that is because you're seeing people that don't normally get to cook and they're cooking.
Right.
There was somebody that posted on there, is anybody else tired of cooking in the dishes? And I'm like, no, I'm loving. I mean, yes, I have a dishwasher, so that's different, but I'm loving it because there's so many different healthy things that we're actually making, and it's changed so much.
Yeah.
And like you said, running to like Adam and I are completely not doing any food, fast food or anything like that. We're solely cooking at home. That's all we're doing, other than you guys dropping stuff off every now and then. But we're solely just cooking at home. So for us, it's we didn't really eat a lot of fast food to begin with.
Right.
But you're right though, that kind of stuff. If you have a burger that can set for almost a year or two, and it still looks like food,
If you have a
I'm worried
French
about
fry in your
that.
back seat from 1985 and it doesn't look like it's aged a day, think about
I'm
that.
worried about that going in my body.
I mean, and that's the thing is, Ethan talks about him and his daughter going up to McDonald's like once a year.
Yeah.
And, when they first, she's like, you've never had McDonald's fries? Because that's the thing is, mind you, Ethan Suplee used to be this dude that was like 500 plus pounds at his heaviest.
Mhm. Yep.
Scary, unhealthy.
Yeah.
But, since he's done this whole 180 in the other direction of being healthy, not insane, but healthy.
Yeah.
And him talking to his daughter and going, you've never had McDonald's fries? They're the most amazing fries on the face of the planet. So he'll go once a year. And I remember doing the same thing as a kid. Like going out to eat was a special event that you did maybe
Oh yeah.
once a month. And it was great because, you know, and of course they change stuff up and they make it taste better. But like it was funny. He was talking about, getting a medium fry with his daughter, and they split it, and they still didn't finish the whole damn thing. And she's like, "Dad, these fries are great, but I'm not feeling so good." So it's one of those things that just because it's convenient doesn't mean it's good for you.
No, I think that's a lot of the lessons that people are learning right now. Yes, a lot of those are still open, and there are people that are still going and doing the fast food, and I'm not upset. You guys do your thing. It's just something that Adam and I decided that we weren't going to do. So for us, not only does it save money, but it's also healthier for us to be doing more cooking at home, and it's been a cool experience because we both get to cook together. And like you said, you're cooking over there. You get to cook with Sean, and
Oh God.
and with candy and everything. And it's cool to be able to do that and to dig in and find different recipes, switch things up. I've learned so much stuff about gluten-free baking and cooking and stuff that it's just been incredible. I make like I'll take almond flour and I'll mix up my own little batter recipe. I don't measure. That's the thing. I'm not good at it. Sorry,
That's enough,
but
child.
I'll make it and I'll put it down and smash it into the pan, and then I will make another one, and it's kind of like a starts out as a ball, and then I will smash that down and fry the top with olive oil,
Yeah.
but then I put cheese in the middle for my own version of a grilled cheese sandwich, which probably doesn't sound that healthy, but because I haven't had that in so long, and it was almond flour, you're still getting the protein from the almond flour
Right.
and the cheese too. So and of course switching it up with the olive oil that helps. But it's been fun trying to learn different ways to cook with this stuff, and especially just experimenting and having fun, dancing in the kitchen. I mean, it's a fun journey instead of feeling like it's a chore. I feel like every day's kind of been like that for me. Instead of feeling like things are a chore, I'm thankful and grateful that we have this opportunity to learn these things, to be able to be safe, have a roof over our head, have this connection. Like Adam and I just have such an awesome connection, more so even now.
Yeah.
So, I'm taking the silver lining from everything and trying to look at it that way. And I know that's not easy for everybody because there's a lot of stuff that's happening right now that's really hard. People are still having to struggle with unemployment and all that stuff. And I feel for everybody that's going through that. I'm not pretending like stuff's not happening in the world. There's so much going on, but you still have to be able to brace yourself and pace yourself from all of that and try to look at the silver lining. Well, am I upright and breathing today? Absolutely. Do I have a roof over my head? Yep, I still do. I have the lights on. I have, that stuff taken care of. I'm learning new things. I'm learning more about myself. I'm healing from a lot of things that are coming up from the surface. I mean, it's a good time for reflection right now, I think. So, I'm trying to take all that in the positive.
That was one of the things that I was going to mention is, years from now, if these podcasts are discovered by my grandchildren's grandchildren, uh, it's so much fun getting the opportunity to cook in the kitchen with my children. Now, mind you, Sean's 18, Maddie's 16 now, and it's insane because I remember getting them a little stool and them cooking on the stove or whatever it is because they're like, I want to cook marshmallows. Okay, let's find something a little healthier.
Right,
But
right.
it was great being in the kitchen today and cooking with my son because he's like, all right, Dad, you can't eat the olives, but you got to do up the pepper and the mushrooms because we're going to throw it on the other pizza because pepperoni is going on the first one. And I'm like, what the fuck is pepperoni? Oh, pepperoni. Got it. Okay. But no,
Right.
that's the thing is I love the fact of being able during quarantine and all this other crazy shit of
Mhm.
being able to spend time with my children because on any other given normal platform, if this was a regular school year, I would
Yeah.
barely see them. But
Right.
we're forced to be inside of a confined space. So let's figure out how to get along. Mend
Yep.
those bridges and figure out, hey, you haven't had a communication with your kids for a minute because they're playing video games or they're pissed off at you because they're crimping their style, hey, reach out to them. You guys got to figure out how to get along to go along, and it's not always easy. So being
Right.
able to spend time in the kitchen with my son today was so much fun because we hadn't done that in a minute because well he's 18. Dad's fucking useless. So why would you want to spend time with dad because he's old and middle-aged and bald and all these other things? But it was so much fun because we got to cook together. We got to do prep together, and it was great because we were bantering back and forth and rocking out in the kitchen playing some music. So it really felt good to bond with my son again on something we
Yep.
both love doing.
That's cool. So, I mean, it's good to take the positive spins when we can. I mean, if we
Absolutely.
sit and worry and put that fear and keep on going down that path, it's going to make us sick and we're going to miss out on these opportunities. We still giving the salute out to all those on the front line, especially
Yeah.
Chris doing the testing now and anybody else who's out there still working and doing everything. We give you a big salute. We put up our prayers and everything else from what we do, our thing. Thank you guys. A big thank you to everybody that's still doing all that stuff out there. And I keep on thinking about the people that are feeling or getting hit hard with being alone and being home alone and everything. And just my box is always open. My inbox is always open. If anybody is feeling that they just can't handle being by themselves, I can't be there physically. I can listen. I don't know how, always have the right words, but message me. I don't ever want anybody to feel like they just can't make it through. You know. So
Well, and we're always here, once a week, twice a week, with Survivor
yeah.
Girl. With I mean, Jeremy's been posting some stuff on This Is My Brain.
Yep.
We've got, obviously the platform of Don't Make This Weird. When you're in our chats, listen up and, let us know that you're there. If you need a little word of encouragement or whatever it is, or a dick and fart joke, Heather's always great with those things. So just
What?
stop on by and say hi.
My bio on solidstateradio.net says I'm the voice of reason. So
That is not true. That is false advertisement.
speaking of Solid State Radio, let's give them some love, a shout out, a big, big thank you to them. They re-air us over there on their station, which is incredible. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Guys, go check out solidstateradio.net. There is something for everybody on there. You can find the show lineups. You can see the little bios about us. You can check out all the different things that they've got going on over there. Want to give them some love. I know that they continue to keep going with armchair athletes, even though there's not really much going on with the sports world right now. But we give them a big, big, big shout out. We absolutely love them. Miss those guys. So if you guys get a chance to check them out, check out the Unknown Artist, check out Racer X. Both of them are found on Twitch. Racer does some really cool stuff with old cartoons, VHS
He
cartoons.
plays video games with his feet.
That too. That too. Who doesn't want to see that? And also, I invite you guys tomorrow night from 9 to 11. Vassar is going to be digitally streaming Dirty Dancing. Let's watch a movie together tomorrow night. I think it would be fun.
Right? Nobody puts
So with
baby
that
in the
being
corner.
said, that's all I got.
So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that way you know when we're going live. Because if you miss it, you suck and your priorities aren't in the right place. So yeah, just hit the notification bell. Hit all the notifications. So when we go live, you'll see us on Twitch,
All right.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're social media whores. So yeah.
Facebook, everywhere. We're all over. This episode is Little Buddy approved. And I think that's another one in the books. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. We are so thankful to still be able to be on Don't Make This Weird, even though I am not at the studio. We're not together. Whew.
So we will see you guys next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Same time.
See ya.